Thank you, Trish, for coming.
Thank you for
So
having me.
I got a question. That's all right. I got a question to ask you. We're going to go straight into
We're
this.
going straight in.
Why TikTok?
TikTok,
And why now?
Why now? TikTok, I've never ever had an account.
Yeah.
I didn't really take any notice of it. My daughter set up an account for my dog.
Right, okay.
And the dog started to get followers and stuff. Yeah. And I just thought, I've got a story to tell. I've got so much to say. And I don't want to put it on Facebook. I don't want to put it on Instagram because it's not really the place. I feel safe.
Good. And that's, I agree with that. Do you find, I've always called Facebook fake book.
I avoid Facebook. I did deactivate it for about 6 months, I've now logged back on. But when I was setting up my TikTok, I had to do something along with Facebook.
Yeah, because you can either set it up with Facebook or you got to set it up with a phone number or something like that.
And my phone number was already connected to my dog's account. So I couldn't go through that. Remember when we were talking and
That's right.
Yeah, so I couldn't set it. So I had to go through Facebook, and I haven't got the app on it. I have no interest whatsoever. To be honest, I have no interest in Instagram.
Do you know the reality is, though, with Instagram and Facebook, half of the people that probably following you, when you see them in the supermarket, they'll act like they haven't seen you. And it's a true fact.
Yeah.
A handful, there's a handful which will. Yeah. They are genuine people in your life. There's a lot of people, they're just nosy and they're only interested when something's going wrong.
Yes, exactly. You know? Everybody loves it. And I found that
drama
very much. That when I was in amongst all the situation of losing the shop and literally losing everything, people who I hadn't spoken to were all of a sudden very
what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, they're interested because they love the drama.
Yes.
And it's a lot of toxic people out there which like to see people hit down. Yeah.
Yes.
And interesting, I've always said, when you're a child, everyone praises you up. If you fall, right, or you're on your bike and you fall off your bike, what happens? Your parents or anyone around you, they'll pick you up and they'll go, come on, you'll be all right. Yeah. We can do this again. Or when you're in the swimming pool, the first time you jump in, your friends are egging you on. When you get older, those same friends become negative and they want to keep you on that floor.
Yes, no one wants to see you rise. I found that when I had my shop as well, because I went from, a council house to meeting someone who I thought was amazing. And then obviously moving into his house, having the shop, having my car, and you could feel the waters change.
Yeah.
The waters
they were getting murky. Yeah.
Becoming a little bit, and there was times where people who I thought were like really supportive would. This is why I feel ready for TikTok, because I've been through so much, and like I feel like I'm super strong. Now I feel like I'm ready. I don't feel like, because I've been through all of that times, and I've had it all, I've lost it all. I'm building myself back from the brink. But that was, like I say, that was 2 years ago. So it's taken a long time to process what's happened, accept what's happened, forgive. Because forgiveness doesn't happen overnight.
But you got to forgive yourself.
Yes.
For beating yourself up, for going through all the different emotions, going, it's my fault, I'm to blame.
Why am I being so stupid?
Exactly.
Because,
but none of it's your fault.
I was warned before we moved out. Because, there was solicitors, obviously, and there was accountants and all these different things going on. And I just didn't have a clue. I was just like, complete trust, you know, like,
Why wouldn't you trust the person that you're with, that you love? Why wouldn't you? Because you do. You trust them.
100%. Yeah. And we were super in love. We were going to get married, all this stuff. So, things just get murky.
They do. And the reason, like I personally, when you said about TikTok and Dave said about it, I pushed you and I wanted to help you, is because I know, right, this is going to be a great healing process for you.
Yeah.
And like when I was saying on the live the other night about, it was kind of you to open your inbox, but don't open your inbox because you're not ready for that.
I appreciate that.
You do what you're doing, but you don't want people to inbox you regarding, help and support, because otherwise you're going to be like, what the? I haven't even figured this out for myself. But when you put your videos out there, it's going to help heal you. Yeah. And you're going to say things, like when I do a lot of my videos, sometimes I get emotional when I watch them back, because it hits me and makes me realise how far I've come. Yes. And you will get that in the end as well. Or you might get emotional when you're doing them now.
Yes, the video I did about losing everything, the one that's got all the views, I did it and I just was like, crying. So I put it down, and then a part of me was like, I got to delete it. Because I thought, oh no, and then I thought, no, I haven't named names, I haven't done anything.
No.
There's just a lesson, and that's what I feel my purpose is for 2025, is to show people.
It is, and you know what? as hard as it is, like me going through things, you had to go through what you went through.
And I'm grateful.
Exactly.
I'm so grateful.
I'm glad you said that, because I obviously, I went to say, how can you be grateful? I said, I'm grateful for all the pain, all the agony, because you
you've got
grow.
a story. You grow spiritually, mentally, physically, like you get so strong. And that's why I do feel with TikTok, I know I'll probably have a few trolls here and there once my account gets to a point.
You will. You will, right? What you'll do is, by the time you get to that point, right, you're going to be a little bit further forward, and I think you'll be strong enough to deal with it.
Yes.
Does it affect a lot of people, the trolls? Yes. Have it affected me over time? A little bit, because I wouldn't be human if I said it's never affected me, but I just deal with it in the best way that I can. And they're irrelevant people. You've got to remember, these people, obviously you've got haters and trolls. The haters which will come on are people that know you, right? And they're hiding behind an account and they're trying to get at you, because they'll say personal stuff. The trolls, they don't even know you. They're just randomly scrolling through going, I'm going to be an idiot today and I'm going to pick on this woman. And that's what they do. But you're right about it. But you won't get that right now, because it's early doors.
Still small. But I'm always surprised by when we go on live and stuff, like the amount of people that I know come on my live. But
you still blow my mind how you've gone live. I don't understand it. I'm glad for you, but I just don't understand it.
I went to see my psychic last week, didn't I? And he has always guided me throughout this time. He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's guided me for like the last couple of years, because obviously I turned up at his doorstep.
Yeah, for help, support.
And I was just a mess. I cried for about 3 hours with him, just crying. And what was I saying? we were just go on. But yeah, so what was I saying?
We was on about TikTok.
Oh yeah. So he's built me up. He's sorted me out, and we were talking, and we obviously had a tarot reading. I said to him, "Can we just catch up?" So we were just talking about all the world and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, you want to read it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "You're enthused by." I don't tell him. I did say I was starting something, but. Anyway, he was like, "You're enthused. He said, this is going to be really good for you." And if he had said, "Trish, don't do it," like, he is my absolute mentor. Like, you're my mentor, but he's like someone that really, really knows me. And if he had said, "Trish, stop," I would have literally stopped he said, "You've got to keep going with this now." And he said, "You've got to start telling your story. You've got to."
You have.
Yeah.
It's therapy. It helps you. The thing is, right, you're a very confident person and you're still hurting, right? So imagine... What's going to happen for your life when you're not hurting no more, right? This journey, all of it, TikTok.
I think, the growth within me, if you'd seen me, especially when I was with him, because I wasn't allowed to be this.
Yeah.
I had to be like...
somebody different.
Toned down. Tone it down. Don't...
Oh, you're too loud. You're embarrassing yourself.
I'm a very, you know when you've just met me and you give me a cut, I'm a cut... So in Asda, I cut men's hair. I'm a barber, right? So I know...
You can't cut my hair, Trish.
I can do your beard. I can do that.
I know, David said that. I haven't even dyed my beard yet this week.
So, it was always toned down. And I'm a very, not hyper, but very confident, chatty. I'll chat to everyone. Because when I had my business... I was promoting myself. Come on, come and have an haircut.
You got to, and
like grabbing people.
Yeah, of course you are. People buy into people. It's like my business page, right? People buy into me. I've always shared my journey. Like, don't get me wrong, my business page, if you've looked at it, I will put like me and the girls and share everything. The only videos I don't put on it is anything to do with the serious stuff when I talk about narcissists or anything like that, because that's not really good to put on my business page.
No.
But all the like positive stuff, happy stuff and stuff like that, people buy into people. And when I see customers, I was like, "Hey, how are you? Had a good day?" And they want to see that, and you're selling yourself, and people buying into you. So you have to be that way. If you're going to tone it down, like, that was just control on his part.
Because like I say, I would be out and about without him. Obviously go food shopping to Asda's or whatever, out with the kids, and people would be like, "Hi, Trish," and I'm really approachable, so I'm like hugging people, like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you for ages. So nice to see." And if he was there, he would put on a facade of, "That's great." As soon as I went home, boy, soon as I...
Changed.
Why are you doing that for? Why are you doing that for? I'm not... But that's the person you fell in love with, mind. So I wasn't any different.
No.
When you first met me.
And how...
slowly chipped
Well, you
away.
a question to ask you. When you first met him, what was he like? Be honest.
Absolutely incredible.
Showering you with love.
And love bombing to death.
Probably gifts. And,
oh my God,
all sorts.
gifts. There was everything. Amazing. For about, I would say... 6 months. Yeah, he was amazing, incredible. I couldn't fault him. My parents loved him. The kids, not the kids, because I didn't have Troy then. Robin loved him. He was I couldn't fault him, and that's what I chased after then. Like I said in one of my
it's
videos,
excitement.
one of those. Listen, it's a
Yeah.
drug. You chase and you try to change yourself for him to be loving, not love, because he was always I love you, but for the acceptance again.
Yeah, but he was making you feel that way and making you feel like you are, and then you were second getting, well, I'll have to back this way, I'll have to say this, I'll have to say that. So he's not angry, so he'll be pleased. So what he showed you at the beginning, you said 6 months, right? If you look back into it, you'll probably find within 3 months, I always say 3 months with people, he would have done something that you overlooked and goes, oh, it'll be fine.
Yes.
And then 6 months later, something really more, happens worse, and then it starts from that point then.
Yes, absolutely. It's just what you accept, and I would never, ever accept any of that behaviour ever again.
No, you won't, because you'll learn from it. And what I always say is, like with me, when I was with the ex, she made, and narcissists are good as they make you love them like you've never loved before. And it's weird, but like what I realise now, that wasn't love. No. Because when I met her, what I seen at the beginning with her is what I loved and the person I fell in love with, but that wasn't the real version. Same as him. That wasn't him. No. That was a fake version of him.
I used to say, I used to say as well, I wish she was the same at home as how we were at work, because obviously we worked together. Yeah. I wish she were the same, because in work it was it was a play.
Yeah, and everyone was going, he's a wonderful man. He's amazing.
Yeah, everybody's life is obviously a play and you're the main character of the play. But I was never quite there. I'd be great for pulling customers in. You know, I'm quite good at that. But, you know, as soon as they were in, it was his what do you call him?
Yeah, he controlled the whole situation. It was his domain. It was his manor. And he was the king of the castle. And you had to stay in line of the pecking order.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, absolutely. There was no... You know, there was certain times, like, I will give you an example. It was one of my friend's birthdays, and I wasn't allowed to go out clubbing or out to the pub or, you know, anything like that. He didn't like alcohol. And I kind of get that. You know, I know, like, I'm not drinking every night, but, you know, you'd have a couple of drinks. It was your friend's birthday.
Yeah, of course you're allowed to. Just because he doesn't like something, it doesn't mean you can't do it.
Exactly. So I said, I got to go to Asda's and do some food shopping, right? I ran around Asda's. I was like supermarket sweep, right?
Supermarket sweep. Bloody hell, that's a blast from the past.
I ran like mad around, so quick, got everything. Quickly went to the cocktail place in Caerphilly, the Avery. So we went to the Avery. Yeah. I went to the Avery quickly for one quick drink, and then I was going. And I popped in, seen the girls. I had some food there quickly because they were all having plates. So I had some food, had a drink, that was it. And then I went, right? Got home. I was home within like an hour and a half, bearing in mind how much I had just done in that hour and a half, right? I was like Sonic. Yeah. So I was like around the day, right? And then the next morning, then it was a Friday night, so the Saturday we were in work, and this guy comes in, and he sits in the chair, and he's like, "Oh, hiya, Trish. How was your night last night?" I was like, my God. He went, where have you been? What have you been doing? Why can't you tell me? I was like, I can't tell you because you're going to go nuts. Because I knew that if I had gone out, I couldn't just say to him,
you felt like you had to lie then to go out to be able to live your life. Yeah.
I was lying all the time, and that's not me. I'm not a liar, and I wouldn't lie to anyone else. No. But it was times where I had to pick between him and my friends, and he wanted to isolate me. He did not want me.
That's what they do.
He did not want me being bubbly. He didn't want me having friends. He certainly didn't want me speaking to men. I couldn't do TikTok and have you helping me because that was too much of a threat. No. That
was his own insecurities and his own control.
They're the most insecure people you'll ever know.
Oh, yeah, they want ultimate control because what you just said is the classic. He wants to alienate you from your friends, your family, make out your friends are bad, make out your family's bad, make out that you're better off with him and staying away from these people because they're not good for you. Yes. And that's all he wants to do is get total control. That's what all narcissists do, men or women. Yes. They gain control, and they do gain it
step by step. It's not like 1 minute they're all this love bombing you, and the next minute they're that. It's a very slow.
Oh, it's a slow progression. And then did you realise then at some point you go, I don't recognise myself no more.
Yes.
Because when people say to me that, oh, I've lost this, and I always say to people, if you lose money, you've lost nothing. If you lose possessions, you've lost nothing, because you can get all those back. Yeah. When you lose your mind, right, and you lose who you are, you've lost everything.
Yes, that's how I mean that I lost everything, because it was all just slowly but surely, there's little chips that come away,
Yeah.
And, you know, like, even with the girls that night that I just spoke about,
Yeah.
I was eating my food really fast, and, like, you know, I had my cocktail and I was there for about 45 minutes, but, you know, the girls, and I was like, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, on edge, like, and they're like, who are you? Like, who are you? Sorry, like, you're the confident girl that
You tried
out
the
of the
rush,
group, you're the one. But they also
yeah.
love a strong person because they see it as a challenge. They see it as a challenge to break you down. To see, it's like they've got to, like, get in there. They're just so
They do.
insecure. Because of their insecurity, they go for someone that's...
It's not just that, it's because you are strong, right? It is a challenge, and they want to break you down to nothing.
Yes.
And by God, I've said this many times, no matter how intelligent you are, how switched on you are, right? They will bring you to your knees.
Yeah.
I've had it, been there, got the t-shirt. You have, many others have, watching this right now. Exactly. And they do. They just totally destroy you. Your confidence is gone.
Yeah.
Like, I got to a point, especially when you know, I ended the relationship. I've always been in front of the camera, always done things.
Yeah.
She never stopped me from doing that thing. I wouldn't allow that.
Yeah.
But I lost my confidence then again. And for some reason, a person which is as confident as I am, then all of a sudden, I was finding I couldn't even answer the phone to my customers. I was avoiding it. And I was like, what the hell? What have I become?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like when I first reacted to the abuse that she was giving, because she used to do the same things. She would chip away and chip away and chip away and chip away. And I was calm and cool and collective about it until a point, which you would have done the same thing. You can't take it. And then you start ranting, raving, you're swearing. All these words are coming out of your mouth you can't control. And in the moment, you don't even recognize. You're scaring yourself. Yeah. You snap. And how calm they become. Just like that, they're calm.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're irate, and then they will make out you're crazy, you're nuts, don't treat me like. Then you feel guilty, then you apologize, and then, you know, they might give a little apology themselves, but then they'll say to you, oh, but if you hadn't have said this, you hadn't have said, I wouldn't have reacted that way, and was there any need for you to react? They make you feel terrible. And then anything that comes up then the next day or the day after, they'll remind you of that.
Yes,
constantly.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. So I got to the point where there was so many things that was going on, like nights out or girls. I was working 6 days a week. I was doing £160 a week.
Wow. For 6 days.
6 days, and doing 9 till 5:30, 6.
It's not even minimum wage. There's nowhere near.
Because it was convinced that it was all going back into the business, so we were going to, you know, thing. And obviously we didn't have a mortgage at the time, so the house was paid for. So, you know, but I still had to give him money to live there as well. I was like a housemate.
Really?
It was just a financial abuse.
Well, yeah.
Well,
he set himself up for a fall, because you don't realise this, right? Even if he owned that house, right? If he was contributing, right, you had a stake on it.
I know, but I didn't have no paperwork.
No.
So I didn't have no proof.
Yeah.
Because I was being paid.
I'm not saying you would have done that anyway,
no,
but for him to make you, because as soon as you're contributing to that household, right?
Yeah. It was all my furniture in the house, so he bought the house bare, my furniture in there. But yeah, so he still got some of my furniture and stuff. But
you're all,
he's
better off. His furniture.
Gone.
Let him have it.
Forget
Start fresh.
About it.
Yeah.
Done.
It's easier when they want things that bad because it's controlled. Just go have it all. Have it all. Have it all. Because I had it with her when we spent. She didn't live with me, but like she stayed over my house, I stayed over her house, and she had some stuff over here. And I purposely went and I put everything into my van, dropped it on a doorstep, dropped her a text, said here's your stuff, and then I blocked her number.
Yeah.
And I was it. I was done. Exactly. I thought I don't care. I didn't want nothing related to her.
No.
Nothing at all.
Absolutely not. It's it's just a mad story of.
It is, and I'm sure over time you're going to tell these stories on TikTok.
Yes,
and
exactly.
when you want to tell what you want to tell when you're ready to tell them.
Yes, you know the video of when I talked about losing everything. My voice was going. I didn't sound.
I think that one went viral for you, didn't it?
Yes.
And you pinned it. I noticed how you worked that pinned it. Any viral ones, pin it to the top of the screen.
Yes, yeah. But I did have advice off Maya, the Scottish lady.
She's lovely, Maya.
She is amazing. She's helped me. You've helped me. Loads of people have helped me. So she was like, make sure you do that. So I did that, even though I was a bit cringe. I was like, oh no, because my voice doesn't sound like me, and they always say be authentic. So I am always
be yourself.
Authentic.
If you're gonna cry. If you're upset, right, you'll see plenty of videos of me crying my eyes out. You'll see me doing plenty of lives, and I've been in tears on a live because I'm a real person, sharing real stories. And what happens is with me when I'm sharing these stories, I get emotional because I relive it again and I feel what I felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
of course.
it's real because I'll never forget. I'm in a different place now, but when I tell them, I go deep into it, and that's why I got to be in the right mindset to do that.
Yeah, you got to build. Like last night, I went on a live and I just was doing some cooking, and then I just started talking about how I never had a cooker because I was in the travel lodge living, and how excited I was to have a cooker.
Yeah.
You know, and like I'm like, you know, I got a fridge full of food, I've got a cupboard full of food, I can cook whatever I want tonight, and it really does mean so much.
But
and it's all because of me. It's not because of anyone else.
I know you've told me this, but for everyone else, if you want to answer this, how did you end up in that position when you had to live in a travel lodge?
Well, we broke up. We had a row. It was a late night. We had a row. And he was like, "Right, that's it." Phoned the police because I lost my shit with him.
Oh, he phoned the police.
He phoned the police on me.
Ironic.
Yes. So I threw a wine glass because I just lost it, as you say. You snapped.
And
that's not me, mind. Please,
no,
that's not me.
no. Look, right. It's called reactive abuse, right? And I've said this, right? When I done it, I was swearing, and I don't swear. I'm not a person that swears, like, and I was ranting, I was raving, I was like a different person. I was like man possessed. But she pushed me to the point that I didn't recognize myself. I couldn't cope no more. I got to a point, right? I walked up the road to one. I remember my friends from England at the time. They come down, and she was pecking away at me all night. And we come back, and it was me and him in the kitchen. And was having a chat. The next thing, she comes up the kitchen, and he was crying. He was upset about something. So I was giving him a hug and trying to talk to him. And she was going, "I said, oh, can you give us 5 minutes?" She goes, "Why?" I said, "I'll give you 5 minutes." So I said, "Can I just close the door section?" "Why? What have you got to hide?" And it was all started from there. So in the end, I remember just walking out the house. I walked up the road, and I thought to myself, I just want to jump off this bridge and end it. I'm done. Right? And I was crying my eyes out. And it gets you to that point. And then she made me become a person that I didn't like because I started becoming a different version of myself because, it just changes everything. But so don't feel guilty about what you've done. They pushed you to that point, and then he played the victim. "Oh, I'll bring the police on you now because she is nuts."
Yes.
But in fact, he is the one that's all the problems.
It was quite funny when the police did come, because they took about 20 minutes to come, and I was just like waiting. I just was like, I just went upstairs out the way, and I thought I'm not leaving, so I just stayed. And the police come, and they, come and checked on the kids, made sure the kids were all right. The kids were in bed sleeping, and so they took us, the two of us, out of the house, and they said, "You stand there, you stand." So we were sort of stood there, right? And they said, "You to me, move over there. You to him, move over there." And I obviously moved, and he said, "I'm not moving. I know my rights." Right?
Well, the police already seen straight through him then.
Yes.
They've been through that situation many times.
So they took me around the corner because they took me around the corner, and they said, "Look, we can see what's happened to you. You're not in no trouble. We see." As I think his ex had trouble with him before, so I think he was on the record for having this situation. This wasn't his first rodeo, which was lucky for me. So they said, like, "Look, you're not in no trouble. We just think we need to separate the two of you, and spend the night in a hotel, and then come, go back, get your stuff." Because they were like, to be fair, there's no way you can go back to that. But obviously, me being me, I was still in love because I was still in that.
Oh, you were besotted. So you wanted to go home. You wanted to be with your partner. Yeah, I get it.
So stayed the night in the hotel. I was up super early, like 6. Got out straight away. Went back to my bags packed. Handed £20. The kids were dressed and ready, and it was basically like, "There you go, off you go." And I was going, "I've got nowhere to go. I know you've got nowhere to go. Off you go. Go to your parents. But now my parents live in Rumney, so that's all the way up the valley. My kids are in school in St. Gerard. So obviously I was like, I can't. It's not going to be. I don't want to move the kids' schools.
No.
So it's not going to be possible to just, do that. So lived with my parents now for about 2 weeks, and then I managed to get a hostel in Blackwood. So I was in Blackwood for, I think it was.
So he made you and your kids homeless.
Yes.
What a man.
Yeah,
what a man.
And also lost my business, and also if you don't forget the financial abuse that I was suffering at the same time.
Yeah, because he was taking money off you.
Yeah, I had no opportunity to save.
Yeah.
So I was in a very dangerous position. I had no name on my house. I thought I had rights to my business, which it turns out I didn't for some unknown reason. I need to still kind of look into that, really. Obviously, I had a car, which I thought was mine because he bought me a car. But
he wasn't in your name, he was in his name.
No, nothing. And nothing was in my name.
And you know what? moving forward, you've learned from, you will learn from all this.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of myself because I have come from nothing in the last 2 years. Like I say, give me £20. I had no money in my bank account. When we did sort the business out, he paid me. I think it was.
Did you have joint
£4.
bank accounts?
No.
No, and that's a good thing. But obviously, he was taking money from you, so you had nothing. But people's views on this is different. I'm interested in your views. If you're in a relationship with somebody, do you think that they should have a joint bank account or separate bank accounts?
I think you should have 3 bank accounts.
Go on.
I think you should one for you.
Yes, go on.
One for me.
Yeah.
No, 4 bank accounts.
Go on. I know you're gonna go. Go on.
One for you, one for me, one for savings, one for bills.
Correct. And that's the way I say it to people, because then it keeps you in independence. Because when people got joint bank accounts, and I've had these debates with people, I say, so if you go and buy your wife something, you take the money out of the bank account, naturally, because it can go the other way around, she's going to go, well, it's a lot of money got in the account. Oh, well, I'm buying you a birthday present. So she knows you're going to spend money on her. But if you've got your separate bank accounts, there's no questioning, no arguing with each other. You go, right, here's your bill account. You got your money, I got my money, and we've got a savings account between us. But also off the back of that, you can have your own little savings account, because I think it's right to do so and have a safety net.
And that's one lesson I've learned is you never know. You just never know what's coming to you. You never know.
I'm bewildered. I know this happens all the time, but especially for you as a woman having kids, and bad enough him kicking you out, but no money as well. And no thought for the kids and that. So it was just because he could and he can control everything.
Yes.
And he wanted you to beg him to take him back.
Well, yeah, and obviously the next day after coming back from the hotel, I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, because I threw the wine glass, and I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Please, please. And he was like, the bags were packed. He had made his decision, and that was it. Off you go. Never once rang or text to see how we were. Didn't care. Didn't know where we were.
They don't, but then all of a sudden he probably did contact or something happened.
Back,
yeah, they do. No,
and I remember being in the Travelodge car park, being like, "I love you."
I know.
And then you could see that I can get it back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he knew it, because you were vulnerable at the time. When I split it with the ex and I said I dropped this stuff off, I always remember ringing David and going, "Oh, that's it," because you go through these waves of emotions, right? Where all of a sudden you feel strong and in control again, and then you go down, then you're up again. I blocked her number that day, but this is why I've said to people how important it is to have control, block the number, and have no contact. Yes. What I done then, a day later or two, I unblocked her number. Then I messaged her then, right? And I was like, "Oh, I really love you. I think we work it out. Maybe I'm to blame." And you start going through all that. I was asking her to meet me, and I give her more control and more control and more control. Yeah. And then I finally realized, what are you doing? Cut the contact. And then I started waking up and I was realizing what was going on and about the narcissism and the control. I was like, wow, I got to stop this. And I did. And I woke up, I blocked her number. It was about a year after then, she tried contacting me through Facebook, right? And she messaged me on it, because I blocked her on it. She must have set up another account or something. And I remember messaging her back, because I was in a strong position, saying, "What do you want?" Yeah. And she messaged back and said, "Oh, I think I've had my account hacked." I was like, so I blocked that. Yeah, and then when my father died in 2020, then she messaged me again over there. And I didn't even respond to her, because she opened another account, and I thought, all right. So her life obviously wasn't going to. She had no control no more. A couple of years had passed, because they've always got a supply and demand. He probably already had someone else in the midst to link up with. Yeah, they always do.
Yes,
they got to control somebody.
About two months later, they was like, "Oh, he's with someone else," and I was like, "That's fine." But then, like I say, they always unblock and message and stuff, and then your head is just like, what the hell? I'm still so in love with this person. I'm not over them. So I went back. I went back to him after that. I went back. We lasted about 6 months after that. But
how long was it when you went back before it all started again?
It was quite rapid that time, because we already knew each other inside out. We'd been together for about 5 years before that, so he couldn't really put the mask on like the first couple of months from the very beginning. He couldn't be the same. Yeah. So yeah, straight away it was, I had a festival booked, and I was going with the girls, and he was like, "Have you got to go? Have you always?" And I'm like, "Look, this was booked before we were back together. Yeah. I'm going." And if I didn't go, the girls would have been like, "Well, what the hell? Like, why are you not going?" But yeah, it was quite rapid. That it was probably like a month
Yeah.
love bombing. Oh, I can't believe we split up. We're meant to be together. The universe has put us together. You know, this is amazing. We're gonna get married. Da da da. And I was like,
Buying into it a little bit.
yeah, oh yeah, totally,
You know?
totally and utterly. You know, I was single the whole time. Obviously, I was in the travel lodge, so I'm in no position to be dating or anything like that. So he's pretty much the only person that I have really dated, if you know what I mean. And yeah, it's like you just get so suckered back in, and you kind of like, oh, there's no one else for me.
You do, right? And I'm going to share a little bit with you because obviously we haven't known each other that long, so you wouldn't have seen a lot of stuff, wouldn't know a lot of stuff. But with the ex, we was in. I paid. We had a 40th party. I did a surprise 40th party for her. Well, she found out in the end. We had the party. It was great. David and I come along. It was a good party. And then also I said, because I themed it all Las Vegas, so I was taken to Las Vegas for a 40th birthday. We went to Las Vegas for it, and it was a nightmare, honestly. And I always remember someone to me saying, "Oh, you know, you need to put a ring on it," right? That old thing. So at the time, I was going, "Oh yeah, maybe you're right, maybe you're right." And she was like, "Say, I'm putting me through all this stuff," and I thought to myself, I convinced myself, "Oh yeah, maybe if I buy an engagement ring and I propose to her, all this will settle down and it'll be all right." So I went and spent all this money on the engagement ring, goes to Vegas. Remember my heart pounding. I was by the Bellagio Hotel, thousands of people around, got down on one knee, proposed to her, and she accepted. Within 24 hours of doing it, roll it back, that same night when I done that, we went on a bus to Fremont Street. My heart was pounding up my chest because I knew I made a mistake. I knew I'd messed up. I made a mistake. I knew it wasn't right, but I thought she would back off me. The next day, an argument broke out with me and her. She caused something again, and I thought, you know what? And I remember saying to her, "Give me the ring back," because I don't even know why I proposed. And I did. I said, "Give me the ring back," and she went, "No." And then she said to me, "Oh, well, don't worry about it, because I got someone else interested in me," and it instigated that she cheated on me, right? So I was like, right, that's it. So obviously, I stormed back to the room. I thought, I've had enough. She comes in the room after me. And then she closes the door, and I was like, I can't speak to you anyway. So I tried to leave. She goes, "No, you're not leaving." She stood by the door. She said, "If you leave, you're going to have to handball me from the door, and then I'm going to ring the police, and then I'm going to tell them that you hit me."
Oh,
I was like, "Really?"
That's such a low
And,
blow.
yeah, and I said to her, "But if I leave the room," I said, "what am I going to do? Get on a bus back to Philly? I'm in Vegas." You know what I mean? I can't go anywhere.
Drive. I can't. I can't just go home.
I know. So I always remember going downstairs in the lobby, right? And my head was gone. So then I was messaging her. She was messaging me. You know the cycle, how it goes, going back and forth. Anyway, finally then, because when I did get out of the room, this was actually, because I was locked in that room for, I think it was about 2 hours. And when I finally got out of there, because she finally did let me go out in the end, I didn't think she would, to be honest. 'Cause I was afraid, but in the end, she did. I just went, and I was down in the lobby. She didn't go far. And I was texting back and forth, and she said, "Oh, I come back up to the room, sort of things out." So I was like, brainwashed it all again. Yeah, we'll be fine.
Such a
And,
brainwash.
and then she was, and I was like, "Oh, should we book the engagement party then?" So I booked the Green Lady, and we booked that for a week after we come back, or 2 weeks after we come back. So we comes back, has the engagement party. A week after that, relationship gone. Yeah. Because more and more was happening.
Yeah, and you can never satisfy a narcissist.
No.
Because the need for the supply of attention, or that drama, they want something all the time.
100%.
They're never gonna,
and the same,
I always used to say, you're never going to be happy.
No
matter what you do,
yeah,
who you're with, you're not going to be happy.
And you know what? The same as you, I didn't end the relationship. She did. I wanted out the relationship, but I was scared to leave the relationship. She was the one that done it, and then obviously I started, like, I was still besotted, and by all accounts, we were trying to get it back a little bit. Then I started waking up, and then I took the control. And when I realized quickly, now I'm in the driving seat, the tables are turned, and that's when I started learning a lot, and that's when I was blocking and contact and all this. But their minds are crazy, and they believe their own BS that they put out there.
Yeah.
And then, like your ex, when he meets someone else, then he's going to tell them the same story that he told you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I say, when we ended it, I reached out to his ex-wife, and we had about a 3-hour long chat on the phone. And I was like giving examples of what had happened to me, and she was giving me the examples of what had happened as well. And because I wanted to know, I've always considered myself to be a really nice person, and really friendly. Everybody gets on with me. I'm no trouble to anybody. Do you know what I mean? I don't bring trouble to anybody. So.
I can see that. You've got a very friendly nature.
Yeah, and by the end of it, I thought I was a monster. I thought that I was the problem. I truly believed that I had done something that was awful. So I had to ring her, and I was like, please, is this what happened to you? And the more we talked and the more we realised, I just couldn't believe the similarities of.
Yeah.
It was literally step by step, because what they do is they want to trap you straight away. So they have to have you. Then they do the 6 months in, they might do something that's not very nice, and you start to question. And with me, I was pregnant within 6 months, see? So at the time when his true colours were starting to come out, we'd already planned to have a baby, which is not a very good idea. Please don't do that.
No.
Don't get married. Don't have a baby without getting married is definitely my.
No, but that was his
advice.
way of not
Trapping
you trapping him trapping you, and then he held the cards even more.
Yes, and then what happened then was, obviously this was 2019. I had Troy, and then we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
So what was happening with me, with all the isolation and stuff, didn't pick up on it, because I had a baby. So when you have a baby, your head's gone. Like, you just focused on that baby.
Yeah.
You just want that baby to survive and thrive and nurture this baby. So, you know, obviously my head was totally in the kids, and not so much him, which it did cause arguments, because obviously he wants the attention, and having a new baby, they're not going to have the attention. And then obviously we went into lockdown. So the little signs of chipping away were a lot less obvious, because we couldn't go and see our friends. We couldn't go out and just go to a pub.
So he didn't need to like try and control, because you were there in the house.
Yeah.
So you weren't going out. You weren't seeing him. And so he was all good in the hood, as they say.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, Trish is not going out. Trish is not doing this.
But no one
I don't
else
have to worry
was,
about anything now.
No one else
no,
was
exactly.
going anyway.
It's only when you started going out again, that's when, I need to grip hold of this now.
Yeah, because, you know, obviously it was, how long was lockdown when we genuinely couldn't leave our house? I think it was like about 6 months, was it?
It was, yeah.
And, you know, by the time it came, remember when there was all the deals?
Yeah.
So David Cameron was out saying, if you go out for food, you can do this and that. Well, obviously...
That's it, eat out to help out, or help out to be eating out, or eat out.
You know that saying. So by the time, this was before I lived in his house as well, so I was having my own money, I had my maternity money and whatever. So I'd saved a bit, and the girls were like, come on then, let's go out. And I was like, I'd have to take my baby with me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not an issue, but it's like, you want a break. Yeah. You've done all this nurturing, you've worked your ass off to try and bring this child up and your other child, and you just want to have 5 minutes with the girls.
Do you know what though? But a real man, right, and a real person that loves you would turn around if you were saying, the girls have asked by you, go out, have a good night, I'll watch the baby.
I love
you have a good night, and then when you come in, if it was me, I'd be going, tell me the gossip, come on, what happened tonight? And have a laugh and a joke. But he was a different attitude, just like, right, who have you been speaking to? What have you been doing?
Yeah. So that's how I always say, like, people are like, how did you notice for so long? But it was because there was, like,
you wouldn't when you're in it.
You wouldn't when you're in it, and you won't because of the lockdown situation, and because you've had a newborn baby,
and
then you build.
You didn't know about narcissism back then, so you thought this is normal relationship, this is healthy, but it's not.
We had a childminder, so we had a childminder that was with us quite a lot. She was with us about 3 or 4 times a week, and when we finished, I was distraught. I was like upset, whatever, and you know, she's been there.
She was like a friend to you.
And I said, I think he's got, what was it, ADHD, autism, right? Because I couldn't put my finger on what was wrong with him. I'd never heard of narcissism until like 2 years ago. Trish, he hasn't got that. He's a narcissist. And I was like, what's that? So then I went on Instagram, because I didn't have TikTok. I went on Instagram, Facebook and everything, and then I started looking into it and Wikipedia, Googling things, symptoms and whatever, and I was like, wow.
Do you know what? The more you see on TikTok on my page, because my videos just randomly pop up from years ago or recently, right? And I talk about loads of different stuff, right? You are going to go, oh my God, that happened to me. He said this, he said that. Because the amount of people come to me and go, oh my God, you're in my head. And I'm like, it's not that. It says you're relating to it. Because I always say no such thing as coincidences. So videos pop up because they meant to for certain people. And people go, oh my God, yeah, I've gone through that. How do you know that? I say, because I've been there, lived it. So I will only speak about things that I know and understand.
Yes.
And I hate it when people throw away around the word narcissist. Everyone does it now. Yeah. Oh, he's the narcissist, she's the narcissist. What makes them a narcissist then? Because you disagree with something they say. Yeah. People don't understand. They blur the lines.
It's much deeper than not.
Of course it is.
You know, it's so much more than, we had a row and he's prick or whatever. It's not that. It's and it does get in your head. It really did with me. It
is, and they are the most insecure people you ever come across.
Yes, very, very much so. And you know, I almost feel as well. I seen something, I can't remember what it was, but it's like they almost pick a trophy to make themselves feel better.
They do, but like they desire that attention on themselves as well. They do. They desire attention.
They want someone to make them look good.
Yeah, they do. Like my ex, she was really confident, really out there. She's not afraid of a camera or doing anything. She was really out there. And when she was fun, but it was a dark side to her.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the fun side to her, I loved.
That's what you cling on to.
Yeah, exactly. The dark side was her.
It's going to come back around. The jokes are going to come back and it'll be great.
Exactly. And they just chip away and they get in you. And like you said, bit by bit by bit by bit. And before you know it, you're unrecognisable. People around you don't recognise you no more. And what you end up doing then, when people start... Because my father, right, God bless him, he's gone on, but my father, he was the first one to pick it up. Now, he used to get on with her, and he picked up the signs, and he was like, don't like this woman, there's something with her. And he could see it, and I was going, no. And I was like snapping at my father, no, you don't know what you're talking about. When other people picked it up, I was defending her bad behaviour and going, no, it's not like that. You don't really know her. She's really nice. And inside, I was thinking, no, she's not.
No.
But I didn't want people... So I was always protecting her.
Yeah, and it's your ego as well, because you don't want to admit to people that you've made a mistake. You want to be... You know, it's hard to admit that you've made a mistake. Like, it's taken me a long time to be like, actually, it's not just his fault. You put yourself in that position.
You have, and this is why I always say to people, and some people take offence by it, right? But I had to learn this myself. I had to take my responsibility.
Yeah.
Is in, like, I didn't understand it at the beginning until I was with her and, like, friendships around me and all that. Now I know a lot about it. But I realised that I was partly to blame as well because I allowed it.
You allowed it.
I didn't deserve it, but I allowed it. I wouldn't allow it no more.
No.
And I see through a lot of things. I see a lot of red flags, and I read people, like sitting with you now, like even though we spoke, I can tell you one thing, you're definitely not a narcissist, right? You're a happy person. You love hard when you love people.
Yes.
You've got the kindest heart, right? And you'll give people your
last.
last.
The best for everyone.
Exactly, and I can see that with you. I can read you quite easily, right? In a good way, not in a bad way.
Yeah, I'm an open book.
Exactly.
But I think because I am so open and so loving and so everything, I didn't have boundaries.
No.
And I just would allow people to speak to me, and not just my ex, and I just mean this for anybody. Like, I would allow people to just treat me not very nice.
You created a boundary and you didn't even realise it the other day, though, which is a good thing, right? When I was helping you with TikTok and you was like, I need to do this on my own now, right?
Yeah.
I smiled and I was like, well done.
Yes.
Because you were like, I've received that little bit of help, but I don't want this situation controlled now. I want to control it, and you have, and you've grown your page 700 followers. So that was, and I was really happy when you done that, because I'm all about helping people. But you was like, no, this is my time now.
Yeah, I don't want to hang on the curtain tails of you. Like, you've been so successful, and you're someone I really look up to and respect.
Thank you.
And I've got a lot of respect for all the people who are doing amazing. I always look and think, wow, I'd love to be like that. But I don't. I want to be as genuine and authentic and as much of myself, because I get a lot of people messaging me saying, "Oh, why didn't you follow this person? Why didn't you follow that person?" And I
do
think,
what you want.
I think I love that, and I will take their ideas, but I don't want to mold into that. I want to stay as much as
exactly. Follow the people you want to follow. If you see,
and I'm interested.
Exactly.
You know, people who I like to watch.
The only people I follow is the ones that I like. You know, I wouldn't follow anyone that I don't like or follow, and never worry about what other people are saying and doing. Until you do yourself, and that's why I always do me. I'm unique. You're unique. We're all unique, right? And
I would hate to sort of start a TikTok and then just start copying off you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't do that, because you've got to be yourself, because otherwise people see through it.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, when I show emotion and people say you're so passionate about it, because I'm being real.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to copy someone else's that I don't know anything about, it's not going to be any passion, and it's not going to be any emotion. So people are going to go, "Oh, he's just copied that really off somebody else." And I'm not about that. I talk about what I know, what I understand.
Yeah.
I don't talk about fixing cars because I'm not a mechanic. I don't talk about doing my plumbing because I'm not a plumber.
No,
you know?
exactly.
I talk about what I know, not what I don't.
Yeah, so I've had to learn to build my boundaries, because Trish 10 years ago was happy-go-lucky, thought everyone was amazing, everyone was great, and like I said in one of my videos, just don't trust everyone. Don't have your, what's the word? Have your wits about you.
Yeah.
Have your wits about you.
And look how well you've done, all right. Since Sunday, since you said to me that, right, you've gained 500 followers.
I know.
That's like amazing.
I know. And all those people watching that video, I was thinking, oh my God.
And you was excited about 200.
I was.
I
was just excited to start it and just share my journey, even if 60 people followed me and they were just invested and they were really commenting. I'd just be grateful for that.
Do you know what? And this got... Like, I've always done the videos, but when I went on a podcast with Nick Rose, right, he was a lovely guy. Done my first podcast with him, went up to Loughborough, and he always said, he always says to people, or says to people, I say, if you want to make money in your life and make a serious amount of money, get your phone out and start videoing yourself, right? And that always stuck in my mind. Even though I've always done that, but I've never done it for the monetary value. Now I do get paid for it. And he's right in what he's saying. And I say that to people now. He's right. You got the phone, do it. Because once you get that 1,000 followers, right, you are going to love promoting products on TikTok Shop, right? But what you got to remember is, I don't blur the lines. So I make everything balanced, right? I still do all my videos as normal. I don't make it all about TikTok Shop.
No.
But I do the TikTok Shop.
It's nice
and I love
to have a
it.
variety.
It
nice
is.
to do
It is.
different.
Yeah. But this will give you financial freedom as well, because honestly, right, I'm not going to say to people on here what you can earn. If you want to know, I'll tell you after, but it's no one's business really. But you can earn obscene amounts of money on TikTok. Well, and when you get 10,000 followers, you go on the creator road. But if anyone tells you the creator road is amazing, and you can, it's not amazing, right? You'll earn more money through the TikTok Shop, but you will earn money from your videos naturally. But what I'm saying is the real money is in TikTok Shop.
Yeah.
You know?
And I wouldn't want to sell anything that I was
no,
into.
I openly, right, when I've had video, if I've had something I don't like, because you've got to do an obligation video. If they send it for free, if you buy it yourself, right, then you can say whatever you want. If they send you something out for free, you've got to do an obligation video. It means you're obligated to do that video, otherwise TikTok will give you a strike. But I have had products which I don't think are good, and I'll say to people, I don't personally like it, but if you want it, click the basket below. I'm being honest. I've done my obligation video, but I'm being honest. If I like something, right, you'll see a lot of videos. You go, well, I've seen a video like that. I've seen a video like that. And you think, oh, he's done that many other times because I love it.
Yeah.
And so I want people to buy it because it's good.
Yeah.
You know?
I did see your the laundry one, and I was thinking,
oh, it's awesome. I love it. I got to buy some more, but it's sold out. I can't.
I forget how sensitive my skin is. Like, I was like, but you sold it to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love that. And then I'm like, Trish, come on. I got to have the least smelly stuff, because I get terrible skin.
Yeah, well, have a look at, like, obviously some things I don't like. I get a lot of stuff for women as well, right? Now, I bought one. I wouldn't have bought one. I had it sent to me, and I done a video on it last night for curling hair. Like, I haven't got a clue. But, yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah. It's brilliant. Can't you tell? Look at it.
It's looking amazing.
But you'll get some wonderful stuff off there. And as I said to you, there's loads of stuff as well. You can advertise on the TikTok Shop without having it, which I can show you that. You can, like, you can take photos off their site. You can use it as long as you put it up against the screen. I can show you all that. Because at the very beginning, when you get to 1,000, right, it's hard for people to trust in you. And when you're trying for these samples, because at the very beginning, you're only allowed 4 samples. And when you get those 4 samples, you do a video, you can get for another 4. So let's say you ordered 4 and 2 of them come, you've done a video, you'll be able to get another 2. And TikTok will mark us in, it's good. But at the beginning, you only get low samples, but then getting those samples, because people go, oh, I've got 1,000 followers, I don't know. But from my point of view, I'm going to contradict myself now. You being a woman and you're going to cater towards makeup and that, they'll probably give it to you straight away.
Yeah.
You know?
I wouldn't use any rubbish on my face.
No. Well, that's it. But that's the beauty about it. You can literally get the stuff, try it, and you can be honest with people. You know, if you think it's not good, you can just say, right, do a video and just say, like, I don't think it's great myself, but you might have a different opinion. And you angle it that way, so you're not slating the company, but you've done the obligation. But if it's good, you can go, oh my God, it's amazing. Like, I got teeth whitening stuff in there now. Other stuff, paste stuff. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, the one I said about.
No. I got powder stuff sent.
You need to do no.
Come on, tell everyone again. What is it? What is it again? I've forgotten. It's gone on my head again.
Oh God, it's
Put you on the spot now.
Oh God, yeah, you have put me on the spot because I can't remember the name of the. I want to say carbon dioxide, and it's not.
No, it's not that.
Carbon dioxide in your mouth. I'll have to go back. It's hydrogen. No,
that's it.
Can we cut that out?
Yeah. No, it's real.
Hydrogen peroxide and. Not caster sugar.
No.
But one of them, and then you just mix them together into a place.
Well, your teeth are perfectly white, aren't they?
Yeah, and they haven't always been, because as you can imagine, I was living in a hotel and I was a mess. So I do it like, when, say I'm going on a night out and I know I'm going on the Saturday and Monday, I'll do it every single day.
Will it harm your teeth though?
No.
But I would have thought you don't do it too often.
You can do it every day to start, see. But then I just do it twice a week then. But if you do it every day, you will see results. And it's under a tenner.
Because be honest, I've had some stuff off TikTok Shop, like teeth whitening stuff. It's rubbish.
Doesn't do it. It hasn't got enough power.
Some are good. My Smile, Emily had the strips off them. We done those. They did work. And My Smile toothpaste worked to a point, but not as white as yours. No.
This is another level. Yeah. Absolutely. Honestly, it is so good. Watch my video on it because I can't explain it now.
It's on TikTok.
yeah, so that's one of the things. And I've just started to do, like a couple of years ago, just started to do little things like that. I, started to think, I don't want to use too much chemicals. I want to try and, use castor oil and things like
Yeah.
that. Because I was having loads of Botox and, I had my lips done, I had my face done, I had this done. And then I thought,
You had it all done.
yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't really want to continue going down that, that route.
When you say your lips, you mean you had them?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah, because I had no lips, so
So how long did it last for then?
I don't know, about 2 years.
Don't it damage your lips? It's just stretching them out, doesn't it?
No.
But when I say, look, I don't mean offence to any women out, but they always look like rubber lips.
Yeah, I had.
I think of a duck.
You got to pick the right people to have it done.
I know.
Don't just go to Gary down the road.
It's you should probably see this now. It's a woman in my gym, right? Tatum, really, really pretty woman. Well, she was, and then she had these lips done. I'm like, what have you done?
Yeah, it's no good then.
It makes, to me, like I say, it's just a personal thing. I'm not slating women. If you want it done, like,
Mine
the
are
older one.
wearing off now.
Yeah, but I think some of them have it done so much. It takes the beauty, the natural features away from being beautiful to being like, to me, it's like, don't look right.
No, I think that as well, especially when they're on the side and it's.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to go quack, quack. I can't help you.
God. So yeah. So I just started to do things to enhance myself and make myself feel better again.
You got it. And all this is helping you gain control.
Helps internal, I find.
Of course it does. I was saying this to someone the other day as well, that when we dress nice, it makes us feel confident. Like, let's say for argument, you were going to go down Asda's and you put on, I don't know, some tracksuit bottoms on the top. You won't feel that confident.
No.
But you dress up smart like you are now. You feel confident. You carry yourself better.
Yeah.
Otherwise you feel like a gypsy.
I don't go out without my lipstick on.
No, or me, as you can tell.
I always try and, like I say in my videos, is happy face, smile on your face. Got to makeup on.
It is, because you know what?
People will go, where are you going then? And I go to the shop and they go, a bit overdressed in you for that. And I'm like, no,
because it makes you feel good.
Exactly.
It makes you feel good.
And I refuse to not.
And you know what? If you're being confident in yourself, you're putting out some positive energy. You're putting that confidence out there, right? This is where the universe gives it back to you.
Yeah.
And like, people always say, I keep on attracting negative people. Well, I'm like, because you're putting that negativity out there. You're being around negativity. You're going to attract negativity. I don't attract anything negative around me. Now, when anything or anyone it feels quite negative, I distance from them. I'm not interested.
No.
And ever since I applied that attitude and learned myself about being more positive and more happy and all these kind of things, right? Good things are always happening around me now. You know what I mean? I might get a day or two, and I go, right, well, how can I approach this? And I go, right, I got to do it in a positive way. So I'll find every negative situation that I find myself in, I'll find a positive way out of it and a positive response. I go, I feel great now because I've worked that way out of it.
Well, yeah, because like when I say with the losing everything and whatever, that was awful. And I held on to a lot of bitterness for a long time over that. I was really bitter. I was really like angry about it. How dare you take things from me? Not things, how dare you take my house from me? And all that. And then as soon as I started to think, actually, this is a life lesson. This is a lesson for people, other young girls, because I wouldn't want Emily to, like there's young people that could be watching my videos that could be thinking, I'm going to go and live with my partner now. We love each other. Like, go and live with them by all means, but make sure that your ass is
This is the thing, and I'm seeing it so many times now on TikTok in particular, right? Because people still don't learn the lesson. A lot of people have to be in a relationship. So they come out of a relationship, right? And then they have so-called friends around them going, the best way you can get over someone is to maybe put yourself back out there. So within 3 months, they're dating again. They're going, I'm over my ex. They're not. No. Then they end up in a relationship. The same thing happens, right? Then they come out of that and they end up in another one. Then they sit in there crying, going, I don't understand why this always happens to me. It's because you're not learning. Yeah. Take that year out. And that's what I say to you. Take a year out. Take some time on your own. Figure it out.
I absolutely love it. And like I say, doing TikTok now, I think it was the perfect time to start 100%. My account, because it took my mind off whatever was going on. Even though I speak about it, it still takes my mind off of it. And every day I'm thinking like, what can I film today? What can I do?
Yeah,
and you're not focused on that. You're focused on yourself.
You are, and what you're finding is, right, the people are coming on your page now. You said, oh my God, so lovely, so friendly, right? Do you get that off Facebook and Instagram?
Oh no.
Facebook
I
again.
don't do any
Facebook.
talking videos on any of that.
No, but what I'm saying is, right, those people on Facebook and that, right, they're not interested in you, really.
No.
They don't care. Like I say, half of them won't even look at you. I had someone the other day, and I had it a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of weeks before that. They'll see me in Asda's, and they pretend they never see me. And I'm going, well, you know what I mean? But I'm sure if something happened in my life, and they found out about it, all of a sudden they want to speak to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But it's not like that on TikTok.
No.
You get genuine people. Like all the people on my page, they relate to what I say. When I do my lives, they come in and I do like my explosive lives and inspire people, encourage people. And these are genuine people. And a lot of them have come through dark times in their lives. And I've built a big community around people.
Yeah, and I'm
so proud. I am. I'm proud of it, but I'm proud of everyone on that app because everyone has followed my page. A lot of them have healed. They've grown, developed in their life. They've changed their jobs because, like one in particular, she was like didn't believe she could have a certain job, and then she went for it, and she got turned down. I said, don't give up, just keep on going for it. She's persistent. She's now doing that job that she wants. And she's working towards a better life for herself. Yeah, so I always say everything is possible. And you just got to believe.
Believe. Ask, believe, receive.
It is. And like, I think, like for you, not right now, but later on down the road, you will go back into business.
Yes, I definitely think
different mindset, on your own. And best advice I can give anyone with this, right, because I've lived and learned, never, and I mean ever, have a business partner.
No, I know.
Never.
And I was going to say the same thing when you said I think you can have a business. I was going to say it will totally be on my own terms.
It is, yeah.
And this is how I see my TikTok as being, this is my baby. I don't want to have anybody to...
you're the star of your own show, your own life show.
You're the main character.
And on TikTok, you're sharing that day by day, right? And people love it. Everyone loves it. Like you and me, I watch people on there, right, doing the same things as me, like sharing their day to day, and I love it. Yeah. I love, to be honest, the people I follow is kind of my kind of age group, usually married couples, and when they just winding each other up. I'm playing pranks, and they got generally a good relationship, and it's funny.
Yeah,
you know, when you see them, like I seen one the other day. The wife, she was hiding behind the door, top of the door, with a balloon full of water. Her husband come in, bang, and he was on his phone, and just like,
oh my god,
I know.
With his phone soaking.
Yeah.
I used to always take my phone in the bath, and now I've done TikTok. I'm like, that's precious. That is precious. Because before, I wouldn't care about my phone. I wouldn't look at it. I wouldn't bother. And, go on there for Facebook for 5 hours if at a time. If you're feeling down, you like scrolling. But yeah, no, and I never really appreciate it. I'd always have a smashed phone. My phone would always be smashed. It would always be wrecked, and people would be like, Trish, so now I've got a cover on there. I'm like, the other day when I was on the train with Ghost, I was like, I forgot my phone. But
everyone, what you'll get caught into as well, and you gotta make sure you still got time for you, is the doom scrolling, right? Where everyone's guilty of it, right? You like the videos, and you're going to be scrolling, and all of a sudden you look at the clock, you go, an hour's gone by.
Yeah.
You know?
I do that. Yeah, I definitely
I know. It's crazy. You got to be careful. TikTok is like a drug. Like I use it for help and support and sharing and I put loads and loads of videos of it. But I am guilty. Through the day I don't like doom scroll that. But in the night I will. I'll go I put some videos up. Let's have a little look because there's people on there I follow. Yeah. And then I've done it. I've gone, an hour's gone by. But it is good to switch off.
Support as well. You know, like I followed quite a new quite a few new people coming out back in. We're on the same journey as me, and I love it.
And that's what you want to do because you're all bouncing off each other.
Yeah, and show support, save their videos, and all that. So I do love to do that. I always make sure when I post something that I support other people as well. So
and that's important. And like I've said, with the algorithms, where they work, it's important for you, right? These people that you follow. Like, and I know you do it with mine, and I know you do it with others, but maybe leave a comment or even drop a like. Interact in some way, right? Because what that does, that helps their page. Yeah. Because I said this the other day, and I think some people thought that, I said this a long time ago, because TikTok is always changing, and I'm always like studying what's going on. And the algorithms work by that, but they've changed it in such a way now that your video, the quality of it, and whether they deem it to be high quality video, depends on how many people interact with it. Now, if your current followers are not interacting with your video, TikTok will go, it's not high quality. We're not putting on a For You page. And the For You page is where new people will see you, which means you get lower traction, lower views. So it's important because sometimes people will follow you, but they won't necessarily interact. They say, I'm a silent watcher. But the problem they got is that by doing that, we are going to distance, and then people have said it to me and go, I haven't seen your videos for a long time. It's because you're not interacting.
Yeah.
So it is more important now, with the dynamics of it all.
I think it was Thursday, I had a little bit of a day of thinking, oh no, because I wasn't getting any engagement, or so I thought. What I didn't realise, because I went on there and I clicked on one of my videos. I thought no one's wrote on it because I did the tummy tuck thing, and I thought the girls wanted to see it. And then it was comments are filtered, and I hadn't unfiltered them, so I was feeling really disheartened.
Yes, you will get that.
I was disheartened. I was like, oh, no one's writing on it now. So I went up. This is amazing. This is amazing. And then Thursday, I just went, oh no. And then when I went on, there was like 4 or 5 comments.
You will, yeah, because what is TikTok? Something it censors like it's silly TikTok. Sometimes they let things through, and other times they hide the comments for you to allow it, and you're like, well, what's wrong with that? Why can't that go up?
Yeah,
you know,
there's only people encouraging me.
But what will happen, right? And don't be where you said where you're going up and up, all of a sudden you'll just go bang, right?
Yeah.
And you go, what's happening? But don't worry about it, right?
It
will sort itself out, and all of a sudden, like TikTok, I'm sure sometimes, like you could be a new creator, you're going to grow really quick, and then all of a sudden it's going to plateau for a week or so, or a couple of days, and you're going to get frustrated. But you got to forget about that and just keep on being you, because you'll see me do loads of videos on it. Like my views went right down the other week, and so I looked into it, and I realised it about you did me say about the Facebook and the Instagram thing about blocking them on.
I blocked one. I blocked Facebook, but you know when I went back on then, because I didn't have much time. I was in the morning and I seen your video and I thought, right, I'm going to block Facebook.
Yeah.
And then when I went back on to look at Instagram and Meta, I couldn't block them. There was no option whatsoever. And I
unless you already blocked them.
No, I only blocked Facebook because I remember being like, right, I only got time to do one a minute. I'm just going to go and sort the kids out, and then I'll come back, and then I'll
because they randomly turned up on the app, right, having like 500,000 followers, not following anybody, right, and no videos, nothing. And Instagram, Facebook, and Meta is all the same company, right? Because obviously it was Facebook and Instagram. Meta then took over. But when they had the blackout in America, right, a day later, and this is the research that I found, that's when TikTok and that's when Facebook and Instagram and I was on there. So a lot of people were saying it was slowing the algorithms down, right, on people's posts. Now my For You page changed, my views went down, and as soon as I'd done that, my views went back up. My For You page went back to normal. I seen the paid people, because I couldn't see the people from America neither. I was like, this is weird. The ones that I was following, that changed, and they've come back. And TikTok years ago, like I was growing like 1,000 to 2,000 followers a week I was, right? And that's just slowed right down now. And the reason that was at the beginning, because even though it's all around the world, literally if I went on a live on my video on a For You page, it was being shown in every country around the world that had available to be a TikTok. And TikTok have changed it now, right? So when I went to Poland with David, on my For You page, I could still see the people I was actively following, but all new people on there were all Polish people. I had no one from the UK, no one from anywhere else. When I went to America last year, it was exactly the same. And what I cotton on to now, when you're in a certain country, it will only show you those people in that country. The only way you'll see other people from other countries is if you're already following them, or maybe someone has shared a person's post and you see it like that way, and then I got to follow them. But before, you randomly used to see them coming up. And now, when I go to America, and when I go to America, my TikTok shop, I might create the reward fund, right? It goes off grid. I can't see any of it. It's like TikTok shop don't exist to me now.
Oh, I was going to say,
I can't even.
$20.
No.
You know, 10 in America.
No,
like,
and the mad thing is, you can't even see your cash point. Right, so when you go into it, it tells you how much money you got. It's gone. Right. When you come back to the UK, you can see it again.
Oh, did you think, everything's gone when the first time you went?
The first time and last year when I was in America, even though I couldn't see my TikTok shop, but I had like videos that I was doing, and the links I'd done them prior to going over there, but people were saying that my links were still working, so that was all right. But when I go to different countries now, I can't see it. So when I'm abroad, I can only see the people in that country and the people I'm naturally following. So that's why I worked out why the following slows down. So you're relying on the UK. Now, when I was in Poland, then I gained
loads of followers.
Yeah, I gained new followers. When I was in America, every time I go to America, I get loads of new followers. And that's how I get my American followers. So it has changed.
Do you do food reviews when you're in the countries as well?
All the time, every single day, whatever we eat. Like over here, it's all about helping and supporting the local businesses in South Wales. When I do them out of South Wales or abroad, it's more of informative, sharing the journey. When people go, they go, "Oh, I was Stephen," and he said, "Yeah, that's pretty good." So it's those kind of things. But
have you ever had to do one and it's been terrible food?
I've done quite a few. It's been terrible food. However, because especially over here, because I'm about supporting the businesses, I've never let the videos go off, because my perspective on it gets a little bit, and that's not fair. And people said to me in the past, "Oh, well, you should let it go off. So people, no, I said, no, I shouldn't, because I've got over 50,000 people following me on TikTok, right? I got nearly 8,000 people following me on my business page, which is all in South Wales, which is predominantly, is more potent on there, right? And then I got the YouTube channel. So it's not as if like I was saying to you, oh, Trish, that place won, but, and you might have said it to 2 or 3 other people. It's not going to affect that business. But it's not just, let's say TikTok, 50,000 people, that's on my page. So 50,000 people see it, but it's not just them. It's all the other people on TikTok see it. It could be millions of people. And they could slate that company. Oh, Steve went there and he said it's horrible. And they start, like, how many times have people been hung out to dry on social media? Like, have you seen it lately with Rebecca Goodwin?
No.
I was one on Rebecca Goodwin. She's on OnlyFans and that. She didn't deserve what happened to her. She went to a podcast, right, with these 3 guys, and they literally dissected her. They were over talking her. They wouldn't let her speak. In the end, she got up, right? She was upset. She stormed out, right? Everyone was being behind her. It was disgusting with her. They should be taken off air, right? They got demonetized on YouTube and that from the actions of what they've done before, and they should be banned of doing podcasts, because I don't know enough about these guys, but what she said herself, this Rebecca Goodwin, they've had loads. Now, OnlyFans is, we know what that's about, right? But she's still a person. She didn't deserve to be spoke to the way they did speak to her. They didn't conduct themselves as grown men. They conducted themselves like child for their entertainment. The things that they said to her before the podcast, which she openly said about, and they've been having girls on there just to rip them apart. 3 men bullying women. And I hope they get taken off here. I really do. I hope they get banned from every platform.
Like small man syndrome. Probably because she wouldn't go with them.
It could have been.
It's
could have been.
Jealousy all over them, you know? That's mad. I think I know it. Is she the one with the tentacles?
She got red hair.
Yeah, it's her. Yeah. She's quite big, because she was really big on TikTok. Start.
Yeah,
That's how she started.
Yeah, and fair play to her. She said when she came out of the podcast after what she's done, it's irrelevant that, you know, like I said, we all got life choices. You know, I wouldn't do OnlyFans. I disagree with some of the women, but they do it, right? But
don't catch me on OnlyFans.
No, but one thing she said, which was, she said these guys, they're belittling women, they're ripping women apart, and she said, I paid over £265,000 in tax last year. What are they paying into society? So it's one thing to look at. She is putting £265,000 into the country. Take aside what she does, people might disagree with her, but she's still paying her taxes.
Yeah.
You know, and these guys had no right to do what they done to her.
No,
they didn't. It was disgusting.
It's awful.
I was shocked.
But you wouldn't ever have 3 women do it to a man either.
No,
because we just wouldn't. We're more supportive and more nurturing.
Well, exactly. But they're the kind of men I would say to my girls: run for the hills.
Yes,
run away.
Stay away from them. And I bet they've probably going to struggle to get a girlfriend after that.
100%.
Or if they've got girlfriends, I wouldn't want to be associated with that.
You have to look for it, or if I find the link again, I'll send it to you, right? Because it's like snippets of it. Like when this podcast, it'll go on YouTube, but then I'll dissect it for TikTok. It'll have to go. I'll be putting them on backup account, because with TikTok, because I'm monetized on it, when I put these snippets of the podcast on my main account, it keeps on saying it's not authentic and I'm not in the videos.
Oh.
I don't even know why. I don't know whether it's because I'm not looking at the camera and the mic. I don't know, but when it goes on my backup account, because that's not monetized, I can put them on there. So I put them on there to say I might try again one on my normal one, but you got to watch, because you get 5 violations on there. They take you out the Creator Reward Fund.
Oh God,
they're a nightmare. Yeah, they're a nightmare.
Sounds like a nightmare.
I know.
It sounds like a minefield.
TikTok is amazing. I have said a video the other day, and I stand by it. Has it got toxic? Yes. Is it worse than ever? Absolutely. But I consistently going to keep on doing what I'm doing. You're not seeing that dark side yet, but
I'm well protected.
Exactly, you are. But you know, you just got to keep on being you. But the people that are going to join the journey with you, right? They're the people that you're going to be focusing on, not the idiots that come in. And my advice to you is, when you do get them, right? Even though I respond to them sometimes to use it to my advantage, to have a bit of fun with it.
I've seen you do that.
Exactly. But look, just block them. Just block them. I just use it for a bit of fun, and I always say to them, because when they do stuff, I go, "Oh, great! I'll do a minute and I'll get paid for it. Why not?" And that's genuine. I do. As soon as I do a minute video, because you got to do a minute video on TikTok, look, to get paid for it.
Right,
so I use it to my advantage. So people say stuff, "Oh, why are you responding?" Because I get paid.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why would you not?
Why not?
Exactly. You've got to, that's turning a negative into a positive as well.
Yeah. Well, it was like when me and Dave was at the airport. I'd only seen those videos and we missed that flight. Right. That was like, but people, like, they were making up their assumptions and this and that. Was great. They were trolling. The videos went viral. It went viral on my business page. It went viral on TikTok. Right. People were going nuts for it. And a lot of people were sympathetic. A lot of people, oh, you bet you were the only one. What they don't realise is, right, when I was doing those videos, if you look back on those videos, when I was doing videos at 2 o'clock in the morning, Bristol Airport, they stopped flights at 11 o'clock and they regained flights at 5 o'clock or say 6 o'clock in the morning. And we was in the airport at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was doing videos. Why was it all people around me? Because they missed the flight.
Yeah.
They all done the same as we did. Right? But what people don't realise, all these idiots are coming on going, oh, you're
and they're not human and they don't make mistakes.
No, exactly.
They're perfect. You've got to remember that these people are perfect.
And without me being cocky here, like, I mean, Dave was laughing. So they're all coming on, the videos went viral and they were trolling and hating. Oh my God, you're the other one. Right? The money I earned off that one video, right, paid for my flight and it paid for all my spending money when I was out there, and I had money left over. Yeah. So thank you very much to everyone watching on TikTok. But they don't realise that.
No.
You know? But that's good. It's like when you do the advertising videos on there, right, you want the trolls, right? You want them. You don't want to respond to, because what you do, you respond to them with another video then, advertising a product, right? Because what that does, oh my God, it goes nuts.
Yeah.
A troll, because they push it. What is, when you're getting trolled, you're getting traction. When you're getting traction, it's going around the algorithms, which means you're bringing more followers to your page. And when it's on an advertising video, what they don't realize, they just, well, I am going to be open with this now, right? People, last year was one of the products I had, which was OBD reader for car vehicles. When they break down, you can clear the codes, right? And I advertised that. And I always said on the always doorstep at the end, you know, it can get you out of trouble, but, you know, if something serious wrong, you need a mechanic. Anyway, people come on, they started trolling it, and they started like going, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it went viral. It reached like 60, 70,000 people within 24 hours. Right? So I advertised this on the Friday. I guess up on the Saturday morning, right? I looked at because you've got the cash pot, and it tells you each and every product what you've done, right? So I looked at it, right? And off that one product in one night, they said it was just over £700. And I wiped my eyes. I thought I said 70. And it was like 700. I was like, honestly, that went on, right, for 14 days. Honestly, I kid you not. That was the honest to God's truth. 14 days, and it was fluctuating between. I know it was never more than 800, but every day was between 700 and 800, right, on this one product. And I went on, right. I was like, oh my frigging God, you add that maths up over 14 years, thousands of pounds, right? And I was like, wow. So when they troll on it, I was just like loving life.
Yeah.
So when you get a viral video like that, it's just like madness.
Wow, okay.
And that's the first time I disclosed that openly, you know, but it does, it's real. It happens. It does happen.
So you've got to love the trolls and not let them get to you, is your advice, which I think I would.
It is. And the other thing I'm going to put out there to endorse with everyone and for yourself, make sure you pay your taxes on everything you earn.
Yes, I need to speak to you about that after.
Yeah, we will after, because I've seen so many people on TikTok, right, having these tax bills and going, oh my God, about this tax bill, blah, blah. It's like, no, it's not free money, right, when you get it. So everything with the TikTok shop, my curriculum, because I get paid from Facebook as well. When I get paid from them, everything, it goes with my accountant, 20% tax, and my VAT gets paid. You won't have to pay VAT, but because I'm in the VAT world, and but you know, all that gets paid to all the royalties. So people watching this right now, pay your taxes. You know? Yeah. So yeah.